a replay today from Olaf the Moose versus MTK Turin. Not that Turin, different Turin. Not the Turin you're thinking of. Anyway, what else, Kislev? And the Kislevite build's pretty heavy metal. 5 heavy cav. I guess they're trying to run down archers. So we have, I believe I saw 3 Griffin Legion, 2 Winged Lancers, 2 Kosovo Dervishes, front line of 5 Armored Kossars, and then do an Ice Witch of Ice on her Frostworm with Iceman's Kiss and Death Frost. The other side for the Wood Elves, Mass Vanguard of Wildwood Rangers, Armor-Piercing Anti-Infantry Sword Ladies, Durthu with Flock of Doom and Sword of Death, and then we do have Great Stag Knights, and 4 Glade Guard of Starfire Shafts, Wild Hunters of Kurnos, so 2 Elite Cav, and then 4 archers. These archers are not going to do well. They're relatively undefended, and there is a lot of cavalry streaming in for them, so the archers are kind of doomed. Yeah, Wing Lancers taking a ton of damage while they fight the Wild Rangers, already having to proc by our blood. Griffin Legion and Kosovo Dervishes teaming up with the Wild Hunters, who then rear charge into the Wing Lancers. It is now a 3v1 against the poor Wild Hunters. They try and just break their way out through mass murder. Great Stag Knights also try and stall these guys a little bit, but with a rear charge in from the Ice Witch, it looks like they're just going to tear her out away. And now no one is left to defend the poor archers of the Wood Elves. The Wood Elves do have a nice early game lead on the balance of power. The Wild Rangers kind of going nuts, killing the poor Kislevite warriors with their glaives or whatever. I guess glaives are like the halberds, so they're just great swords. They kill the poor brave men of Kislev. So they're still Durthu, they're still Wildwood Rangers. In comes the collapse of the Wood Elf backline as their archers have to fight dervishes and even more elite like Griffin Legion. Ah, Griffin Legion! Blah, blah, blah. Yep, that is a lot of death. All 4 archers are going to be routing momentarily, and the balance power comes right back to the middle, maybe even Kislev favored. Maybe. Once again, wherever there are armored infantry, the Wild Rangers are going to murder them. Just enjoying the animations right now. It's a good attempt, but I see a lot of shields falling to the ground, which is usually bad for the armored Kossars. Last, the Great Stag Knights rally to Durthu, and Durthu is trying to get to this fight. So the late game is going to be heavy cavalry and an Ice Witch versus Durthu and some Wild Rangers. The Wild Rangers are pretty much toast. I'm mostly worried about Durthu, so do not do that. No! Don't waste any of your one's magic on Iceman's Kiss. You got to use everything you have on Death Frost for Durthu. Meanwhile, the Armored Kossars hold, fire their pistols 1 or 2 more times, but the Great Stag Knights disrupt them, and then the Wild Rangers charge in to finish them off. There goes your last Armored Kossar. Half-health Wing Lancer, some almost dead Griffin Legion, and Kosovo Dervishes. 1 full-health Griffin Legion, 1 full-health Dervish as well. And a full-health Ice Witch, who is an anti-large duelist, though Durthu is better. He's a better duelist with better weapon strength. Looks like Durthu's trying to recoalesce his Wildwood Rangers together. And they do have armor piercing. We saw a Winged Lancer just die to one at the start of the game, the one that kind of boxed in the Wild Hunters of Kurnos. So it's not like the cavalry can just charge in and stay there. They kind of have to break these guys in the charge or leave. Nice downhill charge from these cavalry units. Good damage on the Wild Rangers. By Our Blood is getting procced though. It looks like we have a massive Sword of Death as Durthu is draining down all these guys. Look at the damage he's getting on the previously full health Griffin Legion. That is quite nasty. It's a big win there for the Wood Elves as far as damage output goes, but still we are seeing what I was talking about. You don't need Ice Witch and Maiden's Kiss to kill these Wild Rangers. Your cavalry's doing just a fine job, so focus down Durthu and you can win this game. Ice Witch is trying to take the fight to him. Hitting him with that spiky tail. Still has 9,000 HP she has to get through, but she'll start working on it. Some of our cavalry fading away after By Our Blood wears off. It is a different Griffin Legion down to 1 model with 50 HP. That is going to die here pretty soon. Other Kosovo Dervishes running off the Wildwood Rangers. So we still have 2 Wild Rangers technically in this game, though man, that one is thinking about leaving. And in comes a Death Frost. Overcast. Does that actually do more damage? Hang on, I'm curious if that's one of those that does more damage. No, that is a big mistake. It only extends the cast range, so they paid 3 extra winds of magic to do nothing. Damn, you hate to see it. I actually don't know if it overcast. Maybe it damaged the caster too. Nice sandwich charge. I like that a lot. That is good, but countered by a Flock of Doom, and immediately Griffin Legion try and piece out of theirs. Wild Rangers get crazy low, but not low enough to actually rout yet. We need some of these Griffin Legion to come back and chase off the Wild Rangers. Classified dervishes also fighting to the end. More surrounds, more fighting. Auto Rangers coming back. They are low enough armor and mass that you should be able to kill them on the charge with your Griffin Legion, but I do worry about them getting back into combat, and they're immune to psychology, so they won't tear out. They'll have a couple shots in. Looks like they are going to get back into the fight against the Ice Witch. Durthu is slapping her in the face as she coils up with a beautiful Frostworm animation. 0 leadership on the Wild Rangers, back up to 3, and the Ice Witch gets distracted. Now she's just trying to path out of here and refresh her charge bonus, which is fair. More Griffin Legion coming back to the fight. Kislev really needs to just chase these guys down. Another Flock of Doom hits multiple Griffin Legion. Wait, multiple Griffin Legion. I guess that could be true, but it wasn't. That's a Dervish. Another Death Frost is regular cast. Nice. You'll love to see it. Bounce power's back to 50-50. Wild Rangers on the high ground have shattered. These other ones are rallying. Their leadership is so low. They should die to a Cav charge. Islev's got to tighten up if they're going to win this game. I don't hate the Death Frost kiting out of Durthu, though. Yep. Wild Rangers. Charge bonus keeps them in the game for just a second, then they rout. These other ones rout on contact. They're just like, nah, never mind, my friends are routing, I'm done. Durthu hits another. This one is a multi-Griffin Legion Flock of Doom. I knew it was coming. I just predicted the future. I wasn't wrong. 4 HP left on that one model of a Griffin Legion, and he couches his lance and he charges like a true hero. All these guys grouping up on Durthu. Ice Witch comes back in. Wild Rangers rally in the distance. As I double click on them, no one cares about them. They're not important right now. So Durthu's getting taken very low, down to 3,400 HP. Frost, the Ice Witch of Ice, though, is down to 2,400. As every swing, Durthu is going to keep hitting her. He has very high stats, but also, like, I swear RNG doesn't apply to Durthu. This man just hits. The boy just hits when he swings. Bam! Another shot. Ice Witch is getting some good damage on him. Classified Dervish is still offering what support they can. And that one Griffin Legion with 4 HP is back. Another Death Frost onto Durthu. 1,400 HP for her. 2,500-ish for him. Another shot in. Like I said, my boy just doesn't miss. The Griffin Legions are back for a charge. And they do a Glorious Charge, which applies a leadership debuff when he charges something. But big old Flock of Doom right on the ground hits the Dervishes and the Griffin Legion, even kills one of them on the charge. Ice Witch is down to 300 HP. Durthu is down to 1,400 with 14 leadership. Very spooky stuff for Durthu. Looks like he is the last man standing for the Wood Elves. Fireblood is still applying for 10 seconds before the Ice Witch is going to rout. She's got to get what damage she can onto Durthu. She takes him down to sub 1,000 HP. He's down to 5 leadership. She is down to 2 seconds left before her leadership fades. He has 1 leadership. 1 for Durthu. And he hasn't swung in quite a while towards her, but she starts to rout. Can he get that rear attack in, or is he going to get rear attacked? He's charging towards her, but she's trying to get away. Durthu is pretty slow. If she can just get some momentum, she can definitely get away. He has 27 speed. She has 58. There she goes. She starts to run away, and Durthu has to stop and hit some Dervishes. 1 leadership for him, and it's been 1 leadership for quite a while as he turns to fight the Dervishes. Any tick down of leadership by Durthu will end this game in his loss. But he's back up to 3 now. The Classified Dervishes, they have Fire Bloods. They're going to be forced to stay in this fight for 20 more seconds. Another Flock of Doom is out. Big damage onto them. The Griffin Legion have shattered. They're not coming back. The Ice Witch of Ice is still at -5 leadership. Durthu is at 1 once again. Back up to 4. Back down to 1. 7 seconds left for the Unbreakable Classified Dervishes. Durthu takes a huge lead on the balance of power. 2, 1... 0. They go to -35. The game is going to end, and Durthu did manage to maintain 7 leadership. That was close. Yeah, Durthu earned that 4,000 value. Wild Rangers also did pretty nicely, and the Archers did not do as well. For Turin, not that Turin. Lord got 2,200 value, which is nice. Classified Dervishes did fine. Winged Lancers did okay. I mean, better than fine. Yeah, very much better than fine. Griffin Legion did okay. Yeah. So the Heavy Cav did okay. The Light Cav paid for themselves in spades. Nice job, Light Cav. GG's. Roar. Subscribe. Yes, yes.